8 grams of helium gas follows the process shown on the picture. Find the values of volume at point 1, 2, 3, pressure at the point 2, and temperature at the point T3. So first of all, you see that for the first point, you know your pressure P1 equal 2 atmospheres or 2 times 101,300 pascals. You know temperature T1 in kelvins, that will be 37 plus 273, so you will have 310 kelvins, 310 kelvins. Now, because you are given the mass of the helium gas, you can find the how many moles you are working with, having the ratio mass of the sample of the helium gas you have divided by molar mass of the helium gas. So you have 8 grams mass of the sample, and helium from the periodic tables has 4 grams per mole. Keep in mind that helium is monatomic gas. So you will have just exactly 2 moles which undergo the processes from 1 to 2 to 3 in our particular situation. Then, having P1, T1, and N, you can use ideal gas law for the first point P1, V1 equal N R T1. You can find volume V1, which would be equal N given to you, we just calculated R, and R is 8.31 joules per mole per Kelvin, times T1 divided by P1. From this expression, you can find your V1. Next, we have process from 1 to 2, which is represented by the line parallel to the y-axis, p-axis in our case. And in this process, volume stays constant for this process. So we automatically have V2 equal V1. We know both V1 and V2. Now we need to find pressure at the point 2. You can find this either through the ideal gas law, or you can simplify your life if you will write equation for the whole process from 1 to 2. At this process, V is constant. So you can rewrite your ideal gas law in the following way. P divided by T equal NR divided by V. And the right hand side of this equation stays constant. So we have P2 divided by T2 equal P1 divided by T1. And from here, P2 would be equal P1 times T2 divided by T1. T2, you know, this is 657 plus 273 expressed in kelvins. Pressure P2 you will know because P1 you know already. So you will find P2 from this equation. And finally, you will be in need to find T3. T3 you don't have to find because you're dealing here with either thermal process. At this process, temperature remains constant, so you automatically will have the T3 equal exactly to T2. So you will have the same temperature at the point 3 as you have in the point 2, 657 degrees Celsius. You solved the whole problem.